And so we took out, and here's what they want us to put back in. We found that under President Biden, they were spending $3 million for circumcisions and vasectomies in Zambia. We took that out. The Congresswoman says, we're going to shut down government till you put that back in. We found $500,000 of American taxpayer money for electric buses in Rwanda. We found $3.6 million for pastry cooking classes and dance focus groups for male prostitutes in Haiti. I kid you not. I'm not making this up. It was in the budget under President Biden. We took it out. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez in the socialist wing, the loon wing of the Democratic Party, says we're going to shut down government until you put it back in. I'll just read you a few more that we took out. They are demanding we put back in. $6 million for media organizations for the Palestinians. $833,000 for transgender people in Nepal. $300,000 for a pride parade in Lesotho. $882,000 for social media mentorship in Serbia. $4.2 million. We took it out. The Congresswoman and the socialist wing of their party says we got to put that back in for the open government.
Tonight, Senator John Kennedy isn't holding back. In a fiery Senate address, he takes direct aim at Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, calling out what he describes as pure, unadulterated spending porn buried in President Biden's budget. Kennedy's explosive takedown reveals shocking examples of wasteful spending, from taxpayer-funded programs overseas to bizarre cultural grants. And he's not afraid to name names. $3 million for circumcisions and vasectomies in Zambia. $3.6 million for pastry cooking classes and dance focus groups for male prostitutes in Haiti. The crowd in the chamber sits in stunned silence. Kennedy's words echo. Let's dive in.
We found $500,000 of American taxpayer money for electric buses in Rwanda. We found $3.6 million for pastry cooking classes and dance focus groups for male prostitutes in Haiti. I kid you not. I'm not making this up. It was in the budget under President Biden. We took it out. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez in the socialist wing, the loon wing of the Democratic Party, says we're going to shut down government until you put it back in. I'll just read you a few more that we took out. They are demanding we put back in. $6 million for media organizations for the Palestinians. $833,000 for transgender people in Nepal. $300,000 for a pride parade in Lesotho. $882,000 for social media mentorship in Serbia. $4.2 million. We took it out. The Congresswoman and the socialist wing of their party says we got to put that back in for the open government. $4.2 million for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex people in the Western Balkans and Uganda. I could spend the rest of the afternoon here. We took all that out. It upset Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. It upset the socialist wing of her party. And now that wing of her party and the Congresswoman are threatening all other Democrats and saying, you've got to shut that government down until we get what we want. And part of what they want is to add this kind of stuff back into the bill. And that's what this fight is all about. We're in the process of negotiating a budget with our Democratic friends. We ran out of time. The cutoff was midnight Tuesday night. That's when the clock struck midnight and the budget ran out. What we had asked for and what we're still asking for is let's continue to negotiate, we meaning the Republicans and the Democrats, for 6 more weeks and try to agree on a budget. That's all we're asking. We're not asking for any additional appropriations, any conditions, any stipulations. All we're asking for is what we call a clean CR. All we're asking for is just further negotiate. And Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, who has done a stellar job in rising to the leadership of her party as a member of the socialist wing. They're about to elect a socialist mayor of New York. I think Mr. Mamdani's going to win. They have said to our request, let's just continue the status quo for 6 more weeks. They said, we'll give you 6 more weeks if you will give us $1.5 trillion. That's what they're demanding. And that's why we're shut down. Now, let me say it again, Mr. President. I don't hate anybody. This is America. I sure don't hate the Congresswoman. She is entitled to her opinion, but I'm entitled to mine. And she can criticize my policy positions, but I'm entitled to criticize hers. And I'm here to tell you, Mr. President, in front of God and country, based on her policy positions that she's demanding, based on her policy positions that she is demanding, that I just outlined, $1.5 trillion of pure, unadulterated spending porn. Based on that demand, based on her policy positions, the American people are looking at her and saying, this person has single-handedly put an end to dumb blonde jokes. Because that is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Based on her policy positions, $1.5 trillion of this kind of spending porn, the American people are looking at the Congresswoman and saying, with respect, she must be bilingual. She must speak English and stupid. And that's why we're not agreeing to it. Now, I know every one of my Democratic colleagues, and I know more than half of them know better. They know what we're asking for is reasonable. I'm just asking them to meet us halfway. We're not asking for any additional provisions. They shouldn't ask for any additional provisions. And let us just open back up and continue to negotiate for 6 weeks. Don't be scared of the Congresswoman. Don't be scared of the socialist wing of your party. I suggest the absence of a quorum.
Senator John Kennedy's fiery address was more than just another Senate speech. It was a stand for integrity, accountability, and common sense in a political climate drowning in waste and hypocrisy. While some lawmakers continue to defend billions in foreign aid and bizarre pet projects, Kennedy cut through the noise and spoke directly to the heart of every hardworking American who wonders why their tax dollars aren't being used to fix problems at home. Kennedy's message was clear. America's government has lost touch with fiscal reality. When he read out examples like $3 million for circumcisions in Zambia, $500,000 for electric buses in Rwanda, or millions for dance classes for male prostitutes in Haiti, it wasn't comedy. It was corruption exposed. He wasn't mocking. He was holding Washington accountable for the kind of spending that would get any ordinary citizen fired if they managed money the same way. By demanding a clean, short-term extension to continue negotiations, Kennedy proved he wasn't pushing for chaos or shutdowns. He was pushing for sanity. He didn't ask for new spending, political favors, or partisan demands. All he asked was for 6 more weeks to ensure the federal budget serves the people, not special interests. That's leadership rooted in discipline and patriotism, not politics. When he turned to address AOC and the socialist faction of the Democratic Party, Kennedy wasn't engaging in personal attacks. He was exposing the radical mindset that treats taxpayers' money like monopoly cash. His words may have been sharp, but they carried the sting of truth. He reminded America that moral clarity often sounds offensive to those profiting from confusion. In a Washington full of empty promises, Senator Kennedy's brutal honesty cut through the spin. His call to his Democratic colleagues, "Don't be scared of the Congresswoman, don't be scared of the socialist wing of your party," wasn't a partisan jab. It was a plea for courage. Courage to do what's right, even when it's unpopular. Courage to say no to wasteful spending and yes to fiscal responsibility. Kennedy spoke for millions of Americans who are tired of seeing their paychecks stretched thinner while politicians fund vanity projects overseas. He spoke for families who want safer streets, better schools, and stronger infrastructure, not taxpayer-funded social media mentorships in Serbia. His passion wasn't political, it was patriotic. In the end, Senator Kennedy's message echoed beyond the Senate chamber, a wake-up call for Washington to return to reason.